Hey guys, Lethal Leslie here, and today we're going to be talking about 5 melee weapons I would love to see in Days Gone. It does feel quite limited with what we get, so with some downloadable content I think it could add so much to the game. The actual combat itself feels quite nice, so I don't see why they can't expand on that and put loads of different types of kills in there with all the weapons I'm going to talk about today. So let's get the list started anyway, and in number 5 I have a Crowbar. Now a crowbar always feels like a brutal kill whenever I've used it in different games and also seen it in things like movies, so I think it would be a really good versatile weapon that would be really cool to have in the game. It's also quite a realistic one that you could find around quite easily in the real world, so that would be quite a cool addition as well. I'm not sure if it would be too craftable and changeable and things like that, so maybe it would just be one of the bare ones that you find and you pick up without any crafting options. I have gotten a few on here that I do think we should have some crafting options for, and if you have any crafting ideas yourself or any melee weapon ideas, of course leave them in the comment section down below. Moving on to weapon number 4, and we have the Sharpened shovel. Again, this is one that's widely available in the open world, and it's been in plenty of other games before, and I just think there's some brutal kills, and I kind of like it when people just pick up a normal household item. To be honest, I'd like to see things like golf clubs, hockey sticks, and things like that be able to be picked up and used as well, because these are the kind of things you would find out and about in the world. But the Sharpened shovel out of all of them would probably be my choice, because you can get some brutal headshots. Chopping someone's head off with a shovel is always cool, and it can also be used in different ways. It can be used to like flat hit someone in the face, as well as kind of used as a blade. So you got both those options, and I think you could get some really wicked animations with the shovel. Now that's 5 and 4 out of the way. Those are the ones I was a bit like, what would I have? These top 3 are the ones I would really love to see above all else. So let's get into them anyway, and in third place I went for the samurai sword. Now this is not something I'd want to be widely available. As you know, in the game some weapons you cannot craft, you have to find, and this would definitely be one of them. For me this would probably be the rarest weapon in the whole game, maybe only having one of them in a museum, or maybe up to 2 of them in 2 different museums in the game, something like that. And you know, it's behind the glass, you have to smash it to get out the glass, and once it's broken maybe it does respawn, so you can go back there at a later date and get it, because you cannot save a melee weapon in this game, so that would be a pain in the butt if it did break. But this would be something very limited, so you'd only be able to find it in one place, and it would just tear people's heads off. A bit like The Walking Dead with Michonne, you'd just be able to cut through them. Again, you're just going to get some awesome kills with this, slashing through freakers. It'd be very much like the machete that's already in the game, but let's give it max damage, let's make it even better at handling than the machete, and yeah, around the same durability it would be fine. I think it'd be a really fun melee to use, and I'd love to chop a few freakers' heads off with it. Now number 2 on the list here is something I have replacing the boot knife. I'd like to see us have more options in this section as well, and it'd be cool if you could craft it into a better weapon than its base weapon, and that is brass knuckles. I'd love to see Deacon just fighting someone with some brass knuckles, you know, maybe they have some spikes when you've crafted onto them and they can kill freakers in one hit, just like the boot knife does, because obviously that is a stealth kill, and if you sneak up on someone you just punch them in the side of the head, pull out your brass knuckles, and obviously then they fall to the ground. I think that would be a really cool addition to the game, having something different instead of the boot knife, and I think brass knuckles would be the one I would bring in for that. I think it would just be a really fun addition, making Deacon more of a badass than he already is. And you know what, we could probably have these along with the boot knife, so we could have the boot knife for the stealth kills, but then when we do get in a fight with someone, whether it be a freaker, whether it be a human with an axe or something, we could use our brass knuckles instead of having to slash away with our boot knife. We could go ahead and just use our brass knuckles, which I think would be a lot more fun. Yeah, I'd love to see him in. That's why the number 2 on the list is one of my favourite ideas that I'd love to see, and hopefully we get something like it. Now on to my number 1 pick. Now I just think this is a no-brainer kind of weapon for Days Gone. I think it'd fit in so well with the looting system and the fuel system, and that is a chainsaw. Now I've already mentioned the flamethrower that I thought would be a great weapon to have that you could fill up on the go by finding fuel, because I think the fuel mechanic in the game is really well, so why not bring in a chainsaw that has the same issue? You need to find fuel to refill your chainsaw. I know you're thinking now, if I've got the flamethrower on my back, I got the chainsaw on my back, and I got my bike, I'm gonna be at the petrol station for like 5 minutes. And yeah, I understand that. That probably makes a bit of sense, that it may get a little bit silly if you are carrying all those weapons. But I just think with that, and with stuff like we could find blades out and about to replace the blades on our chainsaw, it could be a really fun weapon. Of course it would have some downsides in the way that it would make a lot of noise. If you're using the chainsaw, you're obviously going to attract other freakers around the area towards you, so you know, it would already have a really good downside to it as well. It would have no stealth whatsoever. We've all used our melees for the silent kill, but obviously you would not be able to do that with a chainsaw, and also it would take a little bit of time to start up as well, I would say, so you couldn't just whip it out on someone, so you would have its downsides, but on the upside I would love to see it mow down freakers. Nothing too crazy, as in it couldn't handle a horde or anything like that, but when it comes to 4 or 5 freakers it would have no problem whatsoever. I think it would be a lot of fun. It's definitely at the top of the list, and I've seen a few people suggest it in the comments as well, so I'm not the only one who thinks it would be an awesome weapon in Days Gone. Anyway, those are my 5 picks for melee weapons I would love to see in Days Gone. Let me know what you'd like to see in the comment section down below. I'm going to leave this one there, guys. If you liked the video, like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching, as always, and take it easy.